Across, across the vast agricultural landscapes of the United States, one single farm can produce enough food to feed an average of 169 people each year, not only within the country but also abroad. In today's video, we'll follow hard-working farmers through an incredible journey where modern machines and human effort combine to harvest millions of tons of crops across different farms and regions. Over the past decade, global grape production has reached astonishing levels, with vineyards stretching over 120,000 acres across California alone. These sunlit fields produce about 99% of all fresh grapes consumed in the United States. Farmers work meticulously, holding sharp shears and gently cutting each bunch to avoid bruising. The grapes sway under the canopy of green leaves glistening in the sunlight. Each bunch is placed into crates that fill up quickly with shades of gold and emerald. In larger vineyards, advanced harvesting machines gently vibrate the vines so that ripe grapes fall into waiting collection trays, ensuring speed and consistency across massive fields. Next, let's move to the celery fields, where precision and freshness define the harvest. Farmers skillfully use knives to cut the stalks near the base, rinsing them at portable washing stations right in the field. Clean water sprays remove soil and dust, leaving crisp green stalks shining under the sun. Many farms now rely on specialized harvesting machines, their front blades delicately pulling celery from the ground before sending it through onboard conveyors for a quick clean. The fresh produce is then packed directly in the field, locking in its natural crunch and flavor, before shipment to markets nationwide. Further south, we reach the peanut farms of Alabama, a state known for its mechanized harvesting systems. Here, giant peanut diggers slice through the soil, pulling up entire plants, roots, and pods. As the machines move, they shake off the soil and neatly lay the plants back down in rows to dry under the sun. After drying, the peanut plants are collected and fed into threshing machines that separate the nuts from the vines. The result? Firm golden peanuts ready for transport in large containers. Without these advanced machines, harvesting the state's 185,000 acres of peanut fields would take farmers weeks instead of days. We now arrive at the cherry orchards, where the U.S. stands as the world's second largest producer, yielding over 320,000 tons annually. In traditional orchards, cherries are still picked by hand to preserve their delicate stems. Workers wear baskets across their chests, gently placing each cherry to avoid bruising. In modern farms, however, mechanical arms grip the tree trunks and shake lightly, just enough to release the ripe cherries into troughs below. Conveyors quickly transport them to containers, ready for packing and shipping within hours. Moving next to the pumpkin fields, where golden orange fruits carpet the land. In 2024, U.S. production reached around 1.4 billion pounds. Machines glide across the fields, lifting pumpkins off the ground and placing them neatly into large bins. Hundreds of tons can be gathered in a single day. Yet in some traditional farms, you'll still find farmers bending down with shears, cutting each stem by hand and carefully lifting each pumpkin to avoid scratches. These ripe beauties are then loaded onto trucks for transport to markets and canning factories. From the warm plains of the south to the lush valleys of the east, another crucial crop takes the stage: tobacco. Each year, the United States produces over 325 million pounds of tobacco, harvested multiple times throughout the growing season. During harvest, powerful machines glide between rows, slicing tobacco stalks cleanly near the ground. The stalks are then lifted and inverted onto long drying racks, each capable of holding up to 450 plants. In a single day, these machines can cover almost 5 acres, reducing labor and keeping quality consistent. After drying, the golden brown leaves are packed and sent to processing facilities for grading and curing. Further north, the calm beauty of pear orchards greets us with soft morning light. Following a record-low harvest the previous year, pear production is rebounding strongly, projected to reach over 625,000 tons this season. Farmers harvest pears carefully by hand. Each fruit is gently twisted from its branch, ensuring the stem stays intact. The pears are placed into shoulder baskets and later emptied into large bins at the orchard's center. Maintaining their elegant shape and unblemished skin is crucial. Each pear reflects the care that went into its growth. We now travel to the tropical climate of sugarcane farms, where towering stalks sway under the blazing sun. Sugarcane harvesting is a fully mechanized process. Massive harvesters equipped with rotating blades slice the stalks close to the ground while powerful rollers strip away leaves. Clean cane stalks travel through conveyors and are shot directly into trucks moving alongside the harvester. The efficiency is astounding. Every year, nearly 1.9 billion tons of sugarcane are produced globally, fueling industries from sugar refining to ethanol production. Now let's visit the apple orchards, where modern technology meets age-old tradition. Tree shaking machines are the main players here. Once a wide tarp is spread beneath the tree, the mechanical arm clamps onto the trunk and gently shakes it for a few seconds. The apples rain down like a red and green shower, filling the tarp instantly. In just one day, a single harvester can collect thousands of pounds of apples, contributing to an annual U.S. production of over 11.7 billion pounds. Once gathered, apples are cleaned, sorted, and sent to juice factories or directly to stores across the country. In the humid farmlands of West Africa, cassava is a crop that sustains millions of families and industries alike. Nigeria, the world's top producer, yields more than 60 million tons of cassava every year. Harvesting this root crop is almost entirely manual. Farmers dig carefully around the plant's base before pulling the thick stems from the soil by hand. Each bush usually holds 3 to 5 large tubers. Once uprooted, they brush off the soil and gather the roots into small piles ready for transport. Despite the labor-intensive process, cassava remains one of the most vital crops for food security and industrial use in starch and ethanol production. Moving from roots to nuts, hazelnut orchards are a striking example of efficiency. When the nuts ripen, they naturally fall to the ground, and that's when specialized collection machines come into play. Large rollers sweep across the orchard floor, gathering the nuts and funneling them into a cleaning system. Twigs, leaves, and empty shells are separated instantly, leaving behind clean, glossy hazelnuts. These are then transferred into large containers for drying and transport. This mechanized process allows thousands of pounds to be harvested daily, keeping pace with global demand for snacks, chocolates, and oils. Now let's head to the bright fields of strawberries, one of the most beloved fruits worldwide. The United States ranks second globally in strawberry production, yielding more than 1.2 million tons every year. Most of these ruby red berries are still picked by hand. Farmers bend low, moving carefully along rows, plucking ripe berries and placing them gently into small containers to prevent bruising. Each box is then loaded into crates directly in the field for same-day transport, ensuring maximum freshness and aroma. The work is demanding and delicate, but each plump strawberry reflects hours of patient care and precision. From the soft scent of strawberries, we move to the rhythmic roar of silage corn harvesters. On vast farmlands stretching to the horizon, massive self-propelled machines chop entire corn plants into fine pieces. The process begins as a header cuts the stalks and feeds them inside where rotating blades grind everything into small fragments. These are then blasted through a tall chute into trucks moving alongside the harvester. It's a perfectly synchronized dance of machinery. A single team can harvest up to 1/500 acres of silage corn in under a week. The chopped material is stored in silos and used as nutritious feed for livestock throughout the year. Across the country, the peach orchards glow under the summer sun. Unlike many other crops, peaches must be harvested by hand to avoid damage to their delicate skin. Farmers move swiftly between trees, climbing ladders to reach the higher branches. Each peach is gently twisted from the stem and placed into padded baskets. After several hours, their hands are covered with fine fuzz, a sign of honest labor and care. Once collected, the peaches are sorted and packed ready to be distributed to local markets and canneries. From the sunny groves of Florida to the orchards of California, oranges are among the most iconic fruits of the American harvest season. During peak months, thousands of migrant workers fill the groves, each wearing a canvas basket strapped to their chest. With practiced hands, they twist and pluck each bright orange, letting it drop softly into the bag. When full, the baskets are emptied into large bins placed at the base of the trees. Every bin overflows with vibrant color and fresh citrus aroma, ready to be sent to juice processing facilities or export markets worldwide. In nearby regions of Mexico and the American Southwest, we find another fascinating fruit, the prickly pear cactus. Harvesting prickly pears requires both patience and protection. Workers wear thick gloves and use long tongs or small knives to carefully detach the ripe fruit from its pad, avoiding the sharp spines. With a gentle twist, the plump pear releases from the cactus. Immediately after picking, the fruits are washed to remove any remaining thorns, sorted, and sent for processing. Mexico alone harvested about 440,000 tons of prickly pears last year, transforming them into jams, juices, and natural dyes. Heading eastward, the air turns tropical as we arrive in lychee orchards. Global production now exceeds 2.7 million tons annually. Farmers prefer to harvest lychees on warm, dry days to preserve their natural sweetness. Using small knives or pruning shears, they cut the fruit clusters from the branches, forming bunches that weigh between 1 and 3 kilograms. These bright red bundles are gathered in cool, shaded areas to maintain freshness before being shipped to local and international markets, where their fragrance signals the taste of summer. Now let's travel to the cool, hilly landscapes where Brussels sprouts grow tall on thick stems. The harvesting process combines both machinery and human dexterity. Farmers sit on low platforms attached to harvesting machines, pulling up the stalks and feeding them into a rotating cutter. The sprouts are cleanly separated and fall onto a conveyor belt that carries them to inspection stations. Workers quickly sort through the stream, keeping only firm, evenly sized sprouts. Around 85% of the total yield goes to processing plants, mainly to be frozen and exported worldwide. Our journey now takes us to plum orchards, where two harvesting methods coexist: traditional hand-picking and modern mechanical systems. In hand-harvested orchards, farmers work from dawn until dusk, selecting ripe fruits with a soft touch and laying them gently into baskets. A powdery natural coating known as bloom covers their hands, a sign of freshness. Meanwhile, on larger farms, tree-shaking machines dominate the scene. The mechanical arm grips the trunk firmly, giving a strong but controlled shake. Within seconds, the ripe plums rain down onto open tarps spread below. Conveyors lift the fruit upward, where leaves and debris are removed before the clean, juicy plums are packed into bins. This combination of labor and innovation allows farmers across the Americas to harvest over 390,000 tons of plums annually. Across the sweeping farmlands of the Midwest, the cauliflower harvest showcases a perfect blend of speed and precision. Workers use sharp knives to cut each head close to the stem, immediately trimming away the long leaves to reveal the pristine white florets inside. The heads are then placed onto a moving conveyor that runs along the harvesting machine. At the end of the line, workers inspect every cauliflower, ensuring only firm, uniform heads make it to packaging. This careful balance between manual skill and machinery ensures the freshness and quality of a vegetable consumed by millions around the world. Heading further south, we find tangerine orchards glowing with shades of orange and green. The global tangerine harvest has averaged over 34 million tons per year in the past decade. Because the fruit clings tightly to its branches, tangerines are mostly picked by hand. Farmers must twist each one gently to avoid tearing the delicate skin. During peak harvests, entire crews work tirelessly from dawn to dusk, filling baskets that are later emptied into large containers for shipment to local and export markets. Each tangerine embodies the sun, patience, and precision that define citrus farming. Next, in vast open plains, the sugar beet harvest reveals one of modern agriculture's most efficient operations. At the front of each harvester, rotating blades trim off the leafy tops before specialized lifting wheels dig beneath the soil to pull the beets out. The beets move along a built-in conveyor that carries them upward and into large collection trucks driving beside the harvester. This nonstop system allows for the quick collection of millions of tons each season, with U.S. sugar beet production projected to reach 35 million tons for the 2025 to 26 crop year. Under the warm, summer-like cantaloupe fields form neat rows across the landscape. Farmers gently test each melon for ripeness, giving it a light twist. If it separates easily from the vine, it's ready. Mobile harvesting platforms roll slowly across the rows where workers inspect every fruit before placing it on conveyors. The melons that meet quality standards are carefully sorted and packed for transport. Each one carries the sweet aroma of summer and the satisfaction of skilled fieldwork. In other regions, straw mushrooms spring to life in humid sheds filled with fermented straw and organic compost. After just 4 to 6 weeks, the mushrooms are ready to be cut close to their base using small knives. Every movement must be gentle. Even a tiny mistake can bruise the delicate caps. Once harvested, they are sorted and packed immediately to preserve their tenderness and flavor. A simple but precise craft passed down for decades. As we revisit the fields of lettuce, celery, and corn, machines glide smoothly through the rows, cutting, washing, and sorting produce at breathtaking speed. Conveyor belts carry the bounty onward while workers keep a watchful eye, ensuring only the best quality reaches consumers. Every vegetable, every fruit, every grain tells a story of invention, endurance, and partnership between humans and machines. When trucks finally leave the orchards piled high with crates of fruit and trailers roll out from the fields, heavy with freshly harvested vegetables, the farmers can finally take a breath. They've battled the heat, endured the rain, and worked through the long days of the growing season. What remains is the satisfaction of a year's dedication, reflected in the abundance now ready for the world. Behind every meal we enjoy, every fruit we taste, every salad we eat, there's a chain of people, technology, and tradition that makes it all possible. From hand-picking delicate tangerines to operating massive harvesters that clear thousands of acres, it all stems from the same source: human effort guided by ingenuity. As the sun sets over endless farmlands, the silhouettes of harvesters fade into the horizon. The land rests waiting for the next cycle of growth. And so the story of farming continues, timeless, powerful, and full of hope. If there's another harvest you'd like us to explore next, let us know in the comments below. See you again in the next episode, where the journey from field to table never ends.